Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wrestling Tracks.
Here's your host for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, on a second, let me connect them. He's going to be really ticked off. It's all good. Hang on a second here. I do apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. In just a second, John May will be joining us with Doug Ward.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for that. Technical problems, of course. I'm going to step aside for just 1 second. I'm going to say this. I'm going to step aside. Today, this very day, we lost one of the greatest of all time, Eduardo Gory Guerrero, who we know as Eddie Guerrero. I want to wish his family happy homegoing, if you will. It's going to be all right. By the way, Eddie Guerrero's birthday was when's Eddie's birthday?
I don't know. The thing is, I'm pretty sure it just passed not too long ago. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, today is the day that he passed away. I thought so with the Guerrero family. All right, we got it out the way. I wanted to take our time with that, but we're lack of time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor, my privilege to introduce to you Jonathan May and Mr. Doug Ward.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. I gotta get him on the phone. Hold on 1 sec. I'll be back in a flash.
Yes, sir. While you take care of that, ladies and gentlemen, Survivor Series weekend is coming up. Don't miss it. It's going to be live in Houston, folks, and it's going to be good.
Hold on, Lee. Hold on.
We got a whole hour of awesomeness to go, so get ready. Yes, we are stalling, so deal with it.
Hey, it's Doug. Please leave your name and number, and I'll call you back.
No. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got technical problems here. We're going to get back on the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry about that. Oh, my God. Ken Braun Strowman just went through the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on 1 second. I gotta take care of business.
Yes, sir. While he takes care of business night and day, folks, we're trying to get hold of Doug Ward as we promised you. Of course, things come up, so it's all good. Maybe we'll give him another time if he's unavailable for tonight. But if he is, I guarantee you this show's going to be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is available. I just talked to him not even 10 minutes ago. He's around. He's available. I know he is. Got to give this asshole time. Hold on 1 second.
Yep. Well, this is the awesomeness of Wrestling Tracks, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you been with us since day one, you know we got technical problems. We never have a perfect broadcast. So it is what it is. And thank you for loving us because you guys been showing some serious love. And by the way, if you've not purchased John May's t-shirt, check it out. teesprings.com/WTracks. Check it out. John May has a t-shirt out. Big bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to interrupt, Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back. He is ready. I just got the confirmation call or text. He is ready. Hold on 1 second.
All right. We're going to take a very, very short break until they arrive. Wow, I'm going to hear the beautiful voice of Enzo Amore.
My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't beat that. Final boom, realest guy in the room. How you doing?
Well, we're doing pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, waiting on John and Doug Ward. But don't worry, it's going to be all right. Folks, ladies, what's going on? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sorry, folks. The call dropped. John, you with us? We got Technical Problems everywhere, folks. Bear with us. Meanwhile, I need to take care of that. I'm going to hook up these things right here. There's no such thing as a perfect broadcast. I'll tell you that right now. So, John,
Name and number, and I'll call you back.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang
Please
up
call me
or
right back. I'm
press
so
one
sorry,
for
ladies and
more
gentlemen.
options. To leave a
Hang on a second, y'all. That's the beauty of Wrestler Tracks, don't you know? Y'all bear with us. We're gonna get the ship started. Just thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for being a friend, man. You guys have been awesome to Wrestling Tracks, and I'm gonna just go ahead and ramble because John and Doug will be on the show. We promoted it, we booked it. They will be on the show. Come hell or high water. It's going to be awesome. You're going to freaking like it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's all good. And you know this, man. All right. Waiting on Tail Problems everywhere, dude. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Well, Survivor Series coming up. We're going to take a break from Survivor Series week tonight. Doug Ward is supposed to be in the house. Jonathan May is supposed to be in the house. And we got problems all over the place. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to bring them in just a second. Survivor Series. My God, the game has changed. It will now be Triple H as the fifth and final member of Team Angle. I hope we got everything stable. Okay. John, you there?
All right, hello, anybody there? Hello.
I'm here. What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Technical difficulties. I'm breaking up the league. Call me right back. I swear to God, this will be it.
Oh, Lord. All right. I'm going to get it started. While you take care of that, ladies and gentlemen, Team Angle. We now have a fifth and a final member. And that person was Jason Jordan, but it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, the King of Kings, if you will, the cerebral assassin, Triple H. We got technical problems all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. We might go ahead and take this later, but Triple H will be in the house. Triple H will be in the house. It will be Triple H, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, the Monster Among Men. Braun Strowman, there you go. It will also be John Cena, Shane McMahon. I want to call this dude one more time. Do not hang up the phone, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for sticking around with us. Here we go. Last time calling this dude. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for putting up with us. For real. We appreciate it. We do appreciate you guys putting up with us very much. You guys are some awesome fans. So if this show kind of sucks in the beginning, it's all right. All right? All right. We're doing this thing. No matter what, we're doing this thing. What's up? John May. You're live, sir.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Ward is in the house finally. After so many fucking freaking tries, I got him. Doug Ward of Awesome Wrestling Entertainment. What is up, my friend?
16 minutes after 11. Nothing like being 16 minutes late, John.
Well, you know what? we all have priorities, sir.
Parties. Do you know who I am, John? No, I'm just kidding with you. What's up, guys?
Today, ladies and gentlemen, 12 years since we lost Eddie Guerrero. Doug Ward, give us your favorite Eddie Guerrero moment.
Favorite Eddie Guerrero moment. Well, it would have to be when they jumped ship from WCW and showed up on WWE television. Greatest monumental moment of all time. Eddie Guerrero, man, I miss that guy tremendously. Probably pound for pound the greatest talent. And you know, I don't say it lightly, but the greatest talent's probably stepped inside of a wrestling ring, in all the years I've ever been watching it. Just unbelievably what a sad loss. And it's hard to believe it's 12 years today. It seems like yesterday, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, you were part of WCW back in the day and a little bit here and there. Did you know Eddie personally?
I did. Eddie was a cool cat, man. He was a great guy. Now, we wasn't buddies, we wasn't friends, you know, as far as we'd hang and travel and all that, but Eddie was very nice to me. Every time we'd see each other in the dressing room, I mean, he's just a very cordial guy. If Eddie liked you, you knew it. If he didn't like you, you knew it.
Awesome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we just seen on Monday Night Raw where Jason Jordan and Bray Wyatt had a match, and that went to shit. Doug, run us through that. What was going through your mind when you saw that hellacious bullshit match? Well,
I could have called that a mile away. I mean, does anybody smell WrestleMania Kurt Angle versus Triple H Take 2? Because I'll officially say this, I kind of marked out myself. I loved it. I didn't know where they were going to go with it. I didn't know if they was going to bring somebody in dumb that didn't make sense to be in the match. Were they going to do this whole father-son turn on each other? I didn't know what they were going to do. Triple H's music hit, and I'm like, wow, finally. It had to be Triple H that wrote this because it ain't no way the writers were this smart.
Well, who do you think is going to reign supreme for supremacy, SmackDown and Raw?
Oh, Raw. By far Raw. The flagship show. They're coming into the 25th anniversary of Raw. Going to be, you know, probably one of their biggest shows on television leading into WrestleMania. Yeah, by far. Raw is going to take it.
With already the sold-out crowd for the Barclays Center, who all can you see appear besides the already confirmed guests that we have?
Who? Be honest with you, man. Who they announced? Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker?
We got Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Ric Flair, Stone Cold.
Well, of course, Ric Flair. You can't do a show without the Nature Boy, not on the 25th anniversary of Raw. Who can you see show up? Well, you're going to see Double A Arn Anderson, guarantee it. I don't know. It's hard to tell, man. I mean, who's left? You know, I know that's sad to say, but who's left?
Now, we had some cryptic tweet out from Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan talking about, you know, business is about to pick up in 2018. Do you think we can see a Hulk Hogan return in 2018?
Yeah, I think what it is this is Bischoff and Hogan's little manipulative way to try to get Vince to go ahead and buckle and bring him back to WWE. You know, they're teasing that they got this new company they're getting ready to start, and business is getting ready to pick up, and Hogan's, you know, God bless, I'm going to get one more run. But it's a manipulating way for Hogan to try to twist Vince's arm, thinking that if he doesn't jump and get him now, he's never going to get him, because Hogan wants back in WWE so bad he can't stand it. And I hope really the fans don't buy into this. And, you know, people say, well, Eric Bischoff's with him. Well, no, Eric Bischoff is in real life his business manager. Eric Bischoff, when Hogan went through that divorce, Hogan signed everything over to Eric Bischoff so Linda couldn't take it. So technically Eric Bischoff owns the Hulkamania name. So anywhere Hogan goes, you're going to see Bischoff just the way it was in WCW. He's going to be biting at the seat of his pants and tagging along with him.
Interesting. Now, we just had an announcement the other day that a company over in Canada officially bought Impact Wrestling. I know you have a long history with Impact Wrestling and how much you love that business. Let's get your thoughts on that.
You're about as sarcastic as it can get, John. Impact Wrestling. Well, let me tell you. You know, they unplugged the life support off of Impact when Dixie Carter had it, and how they're breathing is sheer amazement. But let me tell you something about a wrestling company. When you have to advertise to pay fans $50 a piece to come watch your product, you don't have to say anything else. Enough said.
You don't even advertise $50 for a fan to come sit and watch one of your shows. Not a lot of games on that. I'd be rolling in the dough right now.
Well, you don't have to, because when you got pure talent and when you got something fans want to see, they're going to buy your ticket. But when you gotta put an advertisement in the paper and you gotta run it on TV and the radio that we'll give you $50 if you just show up and watch our TV tapings, what else can you say? There's nothing else that can be said.
Lee Houston, do you have any questions for Doug before we move on?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, Mr. Ward, thanks for joining us. We do apologize for all this technical bull crap. But now that you're here, have you ever had a situation where you had to be in the ring against an opponent, like certain owners of certain wrestling companies?
No, unfortunately. Actually, it's fortunately rather to say that. No, I don't have to, and I've never put myself in that situation. I don't like drama. John can tell you, man. I've known John for a long time. I don't like drama. I try to avoid it.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
Unlike certain people who will remain nameless, but you know who they are, who feel even the owners of certain companies. I'm not going to name any names. Vince McMahon, Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff. Feel the need to be in the spotlight. So, are you the type of owner like that you let your stars be in the spotlight, or are you the type of owner you like the Vince McMahon type?
No, you know what? It's all about the talent. The talent is what's putting the butts in the seats. It's not me. And quite frankly, man, Vince, the only reason Vince comes in there now is because Vince knows his ratings. And it's just because of the empire that he's built, in his life. But no, absolutely not. I think promoters, owners, bookers, I think they need to stay in the back and do the job that you're, put in their business to do, and let the talent do what they're supposed to, man. Why bring a talent in and pay them all this money and build them up if you're going to just try to overshadow them yourself?
Well, that's a good point right there, ladies and gentlemen. I had a question here from David Arkins, I think. He asks, what is the most dangerous match that you have?
The most dangerous match that I have or that I have been in?
Well, both.
Both? Right now, it's you try to turn the hands back, man, and go back to kind of old school. So, fans have seen this all the hardcore stuff. They've seen all of everything you can imagine other than putting a gun up to somebody's head, which I think's already been done by Steve Austin. The steel cage. That's pretty much probably the most dangerous match, and that's really all you want to do because you don't want to go out there and try to kill your talent. It's longevity is what the wrestling business is all about, man. And some of these guys out there doing all these triple back flips and spot moves, you're just a half an inch or a shoe length away from ending your career, if not ending your life. Most dangerous match that I've ever been in, years and years ago, was with Terry Funk. That man he grabbed his branding iron in the middle of a match and split the referee's skull open for real. So that's the most dangerous match because, man, we back in the day, man, we didn't do all this jumping off 2 balconies, going through 9 tables, all that ridiculous stuff. That's the reason Cactus Jack. That's the reason a lot of these hardcore guys. That's the reason they're having double hip replacements. That's the reason they're having knee replacements. Shoulder surgery. You just don't need it. Fans want to be entertained. Today's fans don't know the difference of what professional wrestling truly was, and it's nothing negative against the fans because it's what you're taught on television. But fans don't realize what true professional wrestling is, and I'm talking about the new fans today, of what actually wrestling truly is, what it was meant for, and that it laid the path of, I call it garbage that you see today. We need to turn back the hands of time. We need to go back and reteach fans because that's how audiences stay tuned. That's how they stayed interested. Now, if you notice, since the whole WCW-WWE merger back, 2000, when Vince bought WCW and they started just doing all this crazy, ridiculous stuff, this has probably been the biggest falling away of professional wrestling, I think I've ever seen. Vince used to generate 4 and 5 million viewers every single week for Raw. Now they're lucky if we're getting 2 million. That's a 3 million drop a week in fans. So what does that tell you, man? They're turning the television off. We need to take wrestling back to the way it used to be.
Yes. I got a question here from.
Sorry, go ahead, Lee.
From Taylor. Taylor, she didn't give me last name. She asked, were you for or against ECW?
At first, it was an interesting concept. I loved what Paul was trying to do. But then, once they started, table after tables, bingo hall up there in Philly, coming off that balcony, going through 4 tables, barbed wire. I mean, honest to God, I was against it. Because, I mean, how much longevity are you going to have out of a guy if you're dropping him off of a balcony every day of the week through 10 tables? And if you don't kill him and you don't paralyze him, you might get 2 good years. Well, that tells me that you're not trying to protect the longevity of your company, that you just want that quick boom, that quick fix. But there ain't but so many hardcore matches, barbed wire matches, chair matches, glass matches, ladder matches you can do before you run out. I mean, I'll give you an example, man. Go back to the days of Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes. Those guys could go in a ring 7 days a week, work the same match, work the same arm bar, work the same knee, the same figure 4, and never get old. Never get old. Now you do 2 barbed wire matches, 2 glass matches, 2 table matches, and fans are like, seen it, turn the channel. So, I mean, at first he had a good concept of what he was trying to do. He was trying to introduce something different, but then he just got too way out of hand with it.
Now,
with John, all yours, sir.
I want to add to that. I'm sorry, Lee. Hold on one second. To add to that, you talk about the glass matches, barbed wire matches, table matches. With NXT Houston coming up this Saturday, what do you think of them bringing back the War Games? I
think it's the greatest thing they could have ever done. War Games, to me, was the ultimate. And then they started doing the Tower of Doom and all this stuff. War Games was the ultimate. It was created by the man himself, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. War Games, probably the neatest concept. I remember seeing it for the first time as a kid, and it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I hope they run it like Dusty used to run it. But I think War Games could be something pretty incredible, and I think it's something that they could bring back, and it could be a powerful pay-per-view if they use it the right way. I just hope they don't go in there and send these NXT guys in there trying to do triple somersaults inside a War Games cage, because it defeats the whole purpose of what that match is all about.
Do you think they were in the right state of mind to bring it back to NXT, or would you rather see it on a WWE main event pay-per-view?
Well, I mean, let me tell you, Triple H is a genius. I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but NXT is Triple H's invention.
Oh, yeah,
it's his baby. It's 100% his baby. And they're outdrawing WWE, believe it or not. That's why Vince ain't too keen about it. But, Triple H has the whole steering wheel on that ship, man. It's all his baby. And he loved Dusty Rhodes. And him and Dusty were best friends. And he sees the vision Dusty had back in the 80s and the 90s. He knew what kind of man, Dusty had in creativity. And he knew that War Games would pop, War Games would sell. I just hope that he doesn't take his eye off the ball and literally let these writers just totally turn this into a spot fest inside of a cage. Because if it is, it's just going to totally kill it, and fans ain't going to care to see it again. If they run War Games like they used to do it, and fans are introduced to something new again, and I say new again because, we have a whole new generation of wrestling fans. Everybody that watched it 20 years ago, 10 years ago, you got a whole new different age watching it today. And if you introduce them to this match the way it was set up and the way it was meant to be, you will get a pop off of it. But if they see if they take these guys in there and do a spot fest split show, you're going to kill War Games, and fans ain't going to care to ever see it again after the first time.
Damn, coming from the man himself, God, you're a genius when it comes to this shit, Mr. Ward.
Just hindsight, man. You got to look at it from a fan's point of view.
Now, with the company you own, AWE, where did that name come from? What made you? Oh, we're going to go with AWE. How did?
Well, it's you know, again, like I was saying, old school, man. Fans have no clue what that is, and you have to introduce them to it. And you know, I was sitting around the office one day and going, you know what? Geez, you need a name that just pops. So if you're introducing something brand new to a set of wrestling fans, and you hear it, you know, you don't hear it very much anymore. But if you watch WWE television and you see something pretty spectacular and the fans go like, and it takes their breath, what's the first thing that they start chanting? This is awesome. This is awesome. And I'm like, wow, you introduced the fans to something new. This is going to be pretty awesome. Bam, took the name and ran with it.
Now, me personally, I know from experience, but you know, we got the viewers, and we got Lee Houston who don't know. Who's your favorite person that you ever signed, and who's the least favorite person you ever signed?
No, I can't say that is my least favorite.
Well, I mean, I already know your least favorite is, but we want the world to know.
You want the world to know? Nah, it's not worth mentioning his name. It ain't. You know, the big 7-foot prick. Go back and think of Ricky Morton and you'll know what it is. What's that?
I know you ain't talking about the Big Show.
No. I like Paul. Paul's a great guy, man. You know, it's not worth mentioning his name. Favorite guy, the whole world knows this man, Dusty Rhodes. You know, he was my idol, my hero. It's the reason I got into the wrestling business from day one. And I got a chance to work with Dusty on several occasions. I got to write one of his storylines for him, and he pulled it off, man. I mean, well, why wouldn't he? But he, I mean, just exactly the way I wrote it. He went out there and done it, and it was absolutely insane. And an honor, a thrill, and just to say that I worked right alongside my idol, man, you know, that was probably one of the greatest nights of my life. And then to get the honor to be put in his autobiography, you know, that just caps it off. So yeah, Dusty Rhodes, man, by far Dusty Rhodes.
Now, you have a certain show coming up in February of 2018. Why don't you let the world know of what Doug Ward had in store? You wouldn't be talking about the Night of the Four Horsemen, would you? No, definitely, sir.
Oh, would that be what you're talking about? You mean you know, the first incarnation in 30 years of Ric Flair, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, and Lex Luger? Would that be what you're talking about?
Yes, sir. Let the world of wrestling tracks know what Doug Ward has up their sleeves come February 24th, 2018.
Well, you know, you're talking about probably the biggest show on the planet outside of WWE, man. You got to think Luger and Flair and Tully and Arn hadn't been together in 30 years as the Four Horsemen. And it's a pretty amazing thing, man, to get those four guys back together because, you know, you've had different incarnations of the Horsemen. You had Barry Windham. You had Ole Anderson. I mean, hell, there was a list of them. And they've done conventions and they've done shows. They, you know, you name it, they'd appeared. But nobody has ever put together Ric Flair, Tully Blanchard, Arn Anderson, and Lex Luger. So it's pretty historic, man. It's a big deal. I mean, the whole world's talking about it.
What made you want to do Lex Luger instead of Barry Windham?
Oh, man, I always liked, you know, I mean, a lot of people didn't like, well, 90% of the people didn't like Lex personally. You know, I never had a beef with him whatsoever. I mean, he was always cordial. You know, just very personable. It's like I said, it goes back to that. If he knows you and he likes you, you're fine. If he don't like you, then you know it's just you might as well just pick your bag and move on. But you know, me personally, man, I think when Ole stepped out and they brought Luger in as the fourth horseman there in 87, I think it was.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess it would make it 30 years, wouldn't it? You know, you never seen anything like Lex, you know, at that time. I mean, this guy walked in and he's a genetic freak. You know, and then they step right into the most elite group in wrestling history. It just fit. It fit. I mean, it was short-lived. I think, maybe a year, I think it lasted. But if you ask me, I mean, personally, I think Luger's with the Horsemen was the best set that there ever was. A lot of people disagree with that, but you got Barry Windham, which he's a good horseman. They were a good elite group. They were just together longer, and I think that's where people miss the concept. I really do.
Also on the card, you're okay with me announcing the card, right, sir?
Yeah, go right ahead, man. Absolutely.
Well, we have a triple threat match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. We have the champion Jamin Olavincia going against one of our favorites, C.W. Anderson, and one half of the Vaudevillains, Mr. Simon Gotch. How in the world did you get that to happen?
Picked up the phone and called, believe it or not. I think that's just, all three of them gentlemen, pure raw talent, man. A lot of people missed the ball on those guys. WWE missed the ball on all three of them. I mean, all three of them were there. And
because Jamin was a Rosebud at one time.
What's that?
Because Jamin was a Rosebud at one time.
He was, and he also he's wrestled on Raw. He's wrestled on SmackDown under his real name, and they never latched onto him. They never grabbed him, and I think he was probably one of the biggest lost talents that they had up there. But hey, bad for them, good for us, right?
Exactly. Now, also for the first ever women's championship, you got our favorite Danny, however you pronounce her last name.
Herrera.
Thank you. And you got Jessie Belle Smothers. How did you get that to happen?
Well, I believe Jessie Belle is Tracy Smothers' daughter. Yes. I do believe. Whether that's a work or not, I'm not going to be one to ask. But they call her the wild-eyed Southern girl, Jessie Belle. So, one would have to think that truly is his daughter. But I don't know, man. Good match, good fit. Brand new, again, something brand new people hadn't seen. I think it'll do well.
And, of course, Danny's great talent above all. I see big things in her future. Now
I can see a WWE run eventually. I could.
Now you got one of our favorites, Horace Samuelson, going against Prince Akeem. I've seen they just had a match the other night, but I think them two, I guess, have good chemistry together. I don't know what your opinion is on them, but
oh, absolutely fantastic. I mean, everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. Who don't like seeing the midgets? I mean, come on. I mean, everybody says you got to be politically correct. Come on, they're midgets. They would help made wrestling back in the day too. So I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Then, of course, for the main event, we have two of your best friends in the entire world. We have the Rock and Roll Express versus the Rushes in the 10-foot high steel cage. What made you finally decide, hey, I'm bringing a steel cage to Waynesboro?
Again, nostalgia, man. That's you got to turn back the hands of time. That's what sells. It's nostalgia.
Lee Houston, would you like to add anything, sir?
Say that again. I didn't start with that.
Lee Houston, would you like to add anything?
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to send some love to our friend Short Sleeve Stelson. And I want to go back to the Four Horsemen right quick, man. It's 85 all over again. Get the champagnes, get the limos, get the girls, the Four Horsemen riding together one more time.
Absolutely. You can't beat it. Well, guys, I know you got a lot to talk about, and I hate to cut this short, but I have an early day in the morning. Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me on, and it's been fun, man. Let's do it again.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Next time
all right, guys. I'll let y'all continue, guys. Y'all have a good night, man.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Bye-bye.
We want to send some love to Mr. Doug Ward. Thanks very much for joining us. John May, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, earlier tonight, towards the end of Raw. Yes, it is true. Oh, it's damn true. It won't be Jason Jordan. Nope, nope, no. In his place, the King is back on his throne, Triple H. Now, I never thought about this till just now. It could be Triple H versus Shane. Triple H lock up against Shane, his brother-in-law, at Survivor Series. It could be all types of personalities, all types of mixtures in the ring at Survivor Series.
Almost definitely, dude. The grounds for Survivor Series just got shaken tremendously. I don't know how Shane McMahon is going to respond tomorrow night on SmackDown, but I am really intrigued. It's just going to be crazy.
I'm trying to remember if they ever had a match, if they ever tag team before. Shane, certainly they had to have something. I don't think
most definitely, without doubt. It's a great possibility.
It's going to be good, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You don't have to wait very long. We got 6 days. Hang on. Just hang on for 6 days. 6 days. Just hang on in there. Sunday night in Houston, Texas. Live. The 31st anniversary of Survivor Series. It's going down for real. And, of course, next year, New Orleans. We're going to do it. It was so nice we got to do it twice. The Miracle on Bourbon Street. WrestleMania 34 at the Superdome. Not the Superdome, old timers. The Superdome. Tickets available right now.
Technically, I think tickets are officially on sale this Friday.
Say again?
I'm pretty sure tickets officially go on sale this Friday. I think last week was for people with like a special promo code.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't afford the tickets, you got $9.99. If you do, wait. All you got to do, whip that card out, turn it over, put your information online at WWEnetwork.com. Put your information in. Boom. It's the beautiful part of the network. All you got to do is pay monthly, right? Check this out. Let's say what day it is. It's November 13th. You have to pay that thing to December 13th. Boom. You order the network. Boom. Put your card back. Boom. Turn to Survivor Series. You got to worry about that bill to December 13th. That's how beautiful the network is. We go all the way back in time to 85. You get 12 awesome pay-per-views only for $9.99.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Survivor Series is looking to be good. But there's one more stop on the road to Survivor Series, and that's tomorrow night on SmackDown. We have Baron Corbin going one-on-one against Sin Cara for the United States Championship. We also have the Queen of Hearts, Natalya, going against Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Winner of that goes one-on-one with Alexa Bliss at Survivor Series. And the winner of Baron Corbin versus Sin Cara goes one-on-one with The Miz. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the New Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But the question on everybody's mind right now is, will Raw finally retaliate and take SmackDown under siege tomorrow night?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a John doesn't like doing this, but we're going to take a very, very short break. And after this, I'm going to cut John May loose in this John May segment. He says anything, everything, all kinds of stuff. We'll be right back on Wrestle Track. Give us 30 seconds.
Mr. Clean gets tough on dirt and crime and grease in just a minute. Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and every room that's in it. Floors, doors, walls, all trust me cleans them all. Grimy tubs and tiles will do. So your bathroom looks clean as new. Mr. Clean gets tough on stuff from stuff, cleans kitchens in a minute. Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and every room that's in it. Mr.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for John May Uncensored. John, go for it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before I go uncensoredly, Houston, let's go ahead and lock in your predictions for Survivor Series. Let's go ahead and do that.
Well, here we go. I'm going to give. Let's start with Brock and AJ Styles. I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar on this one. I'm going to give Brock Lesnar the victory on that one. Who knows? Maybe it might be down the road again. Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. I'm going to say the flagship Team Raw is the victory because Kurt Angle's job depends on it. Hell, everybody's job depends on it. So I'm going to say Team Raw gets the victory. Team SmackDown leaves a little bit bitter. Oh, well, you'll be all right. If Natalya can walk away Women's Champion, I'm going to give Alexa Bliss the victory in Survivor Series. But that's if Natalya can keep her gold. She would defend that Women's Championship next Tuesday tomorrow night on SmackDown. And the winner of that match goes on to defend the honor of the Blue brand. So if Natalya wins tomorrow, I'm going to give, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm biased. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you probably catch on by now. You probably caught on. I'll give all my predictions to Raw. You know why? Because look at Team Raw. You got Kurt Angle. You got the Monster of All Men, Braun Strowman. You got the Olympic gold medalist in professional wrestling. By the way, the only Olympic gold medalist in professional wrestling. And you have the King, who just happens to be the COO of World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporated. Yes, I'm giving all my predictions to Team Raw because they look dominant. And somebody might get the pink slip if they lose. Team Raw needs to win that Survivor Series. And icing on the cake, I'm gonna quickly give The Miz the victory against Baron Corbin or against the dude Sin Cara. So whoever it is, The Miz is gonna win.
Ladies and gentlemen, all these users has some good predictions. Here is my prediction for the tag team: Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Usos. As much as I don't like them, I'm gonna give the victory to the Usos because the Usos still have a lot to prove, and they're a good tag team. I don't like them. I have my opinion. The Usos will whoop the Bar's ass because I hate Sheamus with the passion. I have a grudge against Sheamus. Don't ask me why. I love Cesaro. I love everything about Cesaro. Cesaro should be world champion by now. But I give the victory to the Usos. I also will give the victory to Natalya. If Natty wins, that is. If Natty wins, it will be Natty. Excuse me. Whoever wins either between Natty or Charlotte, I don't give a shit. Whoever wins that match will go on to Survivor Series and beat Alexa Bliss. Just for the fact because Team SmackDown women will not beat Team Raw women. Just for one simple name is Asuka. You're not going to get Asuka on a pay-per-view and have her lose her first ever match in an elimination match. And that's a guarantee. What I see happening is maybe Asuka get taken out by Dana Brooke. Maybe before the match happens. Or something of that caliber. Ladies and gentlemen, Survivor Series, mark my words, we will see the return of Paige. I don't believe it, but she was at Backstage at Raw tonight. I just saw videos of her and Renee Young on Instagram. Paige is at Raw. Paige was in Atlanta, Georgia tonight at the wherever Raw was. So Paige is on her way back. And I'm sorry because I said she was never coming back. Paige is coming back. When? We don't know. Miz versus Baron Corbin. It's already going to be the Miz versus Baron Corbin. It's hard to choose because I love both men. But I'm going to give the victory to Baron Corbin. Just because Baron Corbin is on his way to the fucking top. And what better way to beat the biggest heel in the company than, shutting him up at the end of days. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Enzo versus Kalisto. I'm giving the victory to my boy Enzo Amore. Because Enzo Amore's got the sauce. Now, everybody's asking, John, AJ Styles, hey John, Brock Lesnar, who? I'm going to give the victory to AJ Styles. I know I'm stupid for doing it because it's not going to happen. I know I'm stupid because it's not going to happen. But the match is going to be simply phenomenal. And what better way to win than in a phenomenal way for AJ to dethrone the Beast. Now, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, Triple H, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, John Cena, and Shane McMahon. Man, Doug touched on this earlier. It's fucking great. It's building the Angle and Triple H. At WrestleMania, I'm going to give the victory to Team. I'm going to give the victory to Team SmackDown. I think that, Triple H is going to screw Kurt Angle, or Jason Jordan will come out and screw Kurt Angle. And I think the person that will get the victory for Team SmackDown will either be Shinsuke Nakamura or Shane McMahon. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are my predictions.
Sure. Well, we'll be Survivor Series. Somebody didn't get screwed. So, looking forward to it, ladies and gentlemen.
And honestly, after that interview with Doug and giving my Survivor Series predictions, Lee, I am not in a pissed off mood. I am actually in a decent mood. I have nothing to rant about. Yeah. But come tomorrow night after SmackDown, if you will like, we can come back on the air for however long you think that we deserve. Because tomorrow night's probably going to piss me off. Tomorrow night, I will do my John May Uncensored just for you.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take care of that tomorrow. But as far as tonight goes, of course, it's a school night, so we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for putting it out. I got to give y'all some credit and some love. Thank you guys for putting up through one hell of a technical problems. Earlier in the show, we had a bunch of them, so as soon as you hear this thing, that will all be on there. So we thank you very much for putting up with this crap. But it was worth it, wasn't it? Yeah, it was worth it. Thank you for listening. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. John May will be in the house. I'll be in the house. And you guys will be there. See you next time, everybody. From Dallas, from Virginia. Good night.